Okay, Neo. So let's quickly review ring rules before we begin. So first of all, tell me which rein you're on right now. What's that? No. So when you're going this way, your left hand is on the inside. Okay, so it's the hand on the inside that tells you which rein you're on. The other way to think about it is if you're walking straight, you're turning left at the wall, right? That's how you were just going. Okay? So the hand on the inside is the one that tells you which rein you're on. So on the left rein, do you get to stay on the wall with someone coming towards you, or do you have to come in?
Come in?
Nope. So good thing we're reviewing this. So let's come over here so we're closer to the wall. Okay, so if you're trotting or cantering on the wall this direction, you need to stay on the wall so that me coming towards you, right? You're coming towards me, I'm coming towards you, I'm gonna come in, and my left shoulder and your left shoulder are gonna pass each other. Okay? So going around the ring on the left, you get to stay on the wall. Oncoming traffic is gonna come in. Okay? So let's go ahead and start on the left rein. And a reminder as well that if you're not sure where somebody is going, tell them where you are going. So if someone's coming towards you, for example, and it doesn't look like they're moving in, you can say wall or rail or outside, so they know you are staying close to the wall and they need to come in. Okay, that way if they were having a brain fart and forgetting the ring rules, they would then go, oh, I've got to go in because Neo's staying out. Okay, so let's get your reins short so you're almost in the blue part. Yeah, good, good. I'm glad there you didn't let her trot before you asked. Good, and let's get right out to the rail as you trot. So Neo, right now where she is a little bit of a dangerous place to be if there's lots of riders in the ring, right? Right there, you were kind of in between lanes. You were not on the wall, and you were not in enough that someone could pass you on the wall. So here you're nicely on the wall. There's lots of room for someone to come inside you if they need to. Good, let's go back to walk. Now, Neo, do you remember we had a plan about posting diagonals? Do you remember what our plan was? So the plan is that you're not going to post until you check your diagonal. Remember we worked on that last time? So you're going to get your trot, you're going to be sitting, look and check for the posting diagonal, and then start to post. And either you will have managed to match it, or you'll realize right away that, oops, I'm not matching, and you can fix it. Okay, so get your reins back into your working length, close to the blue. So we've got a straight line between you and her through the reins. Good, and sit the trot. Look at the outside shoulder. Good, nice and slow. Good. So there you're nicely matching the shoulder by the wall. That's perfect. So for right now, I want to see you at the wall and in all of your corners. Good, let's go forward to walk, and then you're going to show me that trot transition again, where you start sitting, look for your posting diagonal, and then start to post. Good job, excellent. Okay, let's add a circle up in the next corner. Good, Neo. Oh, goodness, Blaze. Now get right back to that corner. And I want you to make sure, Neo, that when you are circling, you've chosen where your circle is going to go before you start to turn. So for example, in this next corner, you're going to make a circle. You need to decide now, is the circle going to go inside the jump or around the jump? Depending on your decision, it'll affect the size of the circle, because whichever size you choose, you want your circle to be round, right? So you need to plan ahead. If you were going around the jump, like let's now go around the jump. If you're going around the jump, your circle is going to be big and round, right? We don't want to have any straight lines or any corners. Push her out, don't let her lean in. Okay, so your circle started round, and then did you feel it became like she was doing a triangle on one side? Right? She started to lean in and go in a straight line. Emma. Let's see another circle now, Neo. Choose how big it's going to be. Okay, Neo, now somewhere along the way there, the posting diagonal got mixed up, and I didn't see why. Maybe she tripped, or maybe you went to give her a little kick and you accidentally sat. Good. Can you feel her slowing down? That's because she's pooping. Okay, so part of your job up there is to make sure your trot is staying consistent. If she tries to slow down, you need to be ready to squeeze her forward. Okay, let's go across the diagonal and push the trot nice and big. Lengthen her step. Very good, Neo. Nice difference. Now bring her back. Sit twice for your new posting diagonal. Right, now her outside leg is the different leg. Right, because we've switched direction. Very good. And show me another lengthened trot. Very good. And this is something certainly you can do in your own warm-up as well, doing different kinds of walk, trot, and canter. Good. Okay, let's now have you stay in a regular working trot. And I want you to drop your stirrups and keep posting. Good, looking up. Posting trot. You can slow her down if she's too bouncy, but I want you to be posting, Neo. Oh, it's hard work. Stretch up tall, up, up, up. You have to use your muscles here. Use your thighs. Push. There we go. Good job, Neo. Don't put your foot in the stirrup. No, no, no. That's not part of the plan yet. Posting, posting. You can slow her down, but post, post, post. Oh dear. Okay, walk and catch your breath, and we'll try this again after you've walked. Oh, this is something we need to practice more. I thought because you're always working out that you'd be so
He never
ready for
works
this.
out. He's the
But-
brother that never does his exercises.
Oh, this is the one?
Yep.
Oh.
Now you see why, Neo?
So Neo, I have a lot of respect for how hard you work in your lessons, because I know you're only here about once every 2 weeks, right? So it's awfully hard to be fit and ready to ride, but this is something where you actually get to use your muscles to do this, to push up, okay? So that's something that your exercises at home can help with as well, okay? And then in terms of being on a horse and doing it, the faster she goes, the bouncier it's gonna be and the harder it's gonna be, right? Let's just stop here for a sec. So I want you to keep your hands up. This is about you being in balance. Keep your hands up. You can slow her down if you need to. And then you're using all the muscles on the insides of your legs, right? and your abs, and pushing yourself up. So theoretically, as riders, we're only supposed to have 10% of our weight in our stirrups. So when we take the stirrups away, it shouldn't be that much harder, although we all know it is, okay? But that means that most of the time, we need to have our weight down our legs and using our muscles and not just relying on these, okay? So it's good practice to drop your stirrups and see how hard that is. Okay. So let's start here with short reins, and you're going to start in sitting trot, and I want you to show me that the trot is not going to get too fast. Nope, no stirrups yet. Okay, so you're going to sit tall, try to sit really relaxed. Right? The more relaxed your muscles are, the easier it is to sit comfortably. So stay on a circle down here, Neo. And sitting trot to start with. Okay, kiddo, are you ready to jump off?
My dad's still not here.
No? Do you want to walk till he gets here? Okay. Good, Neo. Beautiful sitting. Now stay on your circle, and I want you to show me 10 steps posting. Okay, so work your butt off for 10 good steps. Ready? 2, 3, push. Push. Try not to poke her with your heels. You got to use your upper leg muscles. And back to sitting. Okay, so we got a few good steps there. So Neo, the reason she's speeding up is because when you go to stand up, you're kind of gripping her with your heels. Okay, think about keeping your toes pointing forwards. Keeping your whole inner leg on from the insides of your hips all the way down into your heels, all the way down into your boots. And posting trot. 2, 3, keep pushing. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're kind of missing every other one, right? Slow down, boy. Slow down, use your brakes. Slow, slow, slow. That's it. Okay, let's do 5 steps posting. Both legs are on the saddle, but not poking her in the belly. Good, good. Keep her slow. Okay, and walk. Interesting. Okay, so you're a good sport about that. I can see how hard that is. So take a walk break here on the long rein. That's something that we're going to have to work on over time. And I'm not a coach who believes in doing it all at once, okay? Because I have seen that sometimes where trainers say, okay, drop your stirrups for the whole lesson. And I see the students having a really hard time, and it's no mercy. But I think that when we do that, sometimes we risk the students hurting themselves, and certainly you end up not having a very fun lesson. So what this means is we're going to have to do a little bit of this all the time, okay? So rather than doing 40 minutes of it, we need to do 5 or 10 minutes of it every time and start to build up your fitness and your strength to be able to do it. Okay? No, actually I'm so running out of room to put everything. Thank you. Maybe just put it out front of Ray's locker for now. Thank you. So now you're really going to appreciate having your stirrups, huh? That'll be way easier. Okay, Neo, are you recovered? You're okay? All right, let's take your stirrups back. We're going to get into some canter work. So let's just go back to walk, Neo. We'll start again there. It just got a little discombobulated, a little confused. She kind of tripped when she trotted, and then she was a little bit fast. So let's just try again. Ready? Looking up, squeeze for trot. That's right. And with the horses, we want to do the least amount possible to get the job done, right? So if you need to just squeeze to get the trot, you wouldn't want to kick to get the trot, right? Because then you're overdoing it and your horse is going to overreact because it's more than what you needed to do. So sometimes you'll hear me talk about ask, tell, demand. When we ask for the trot, it's just a squeeze to trot. And if she goes, that's perfect. You don't need to do anything more than that. So let's go back into the walk. And I want you to ask her to trot. Perfect, right? And we never had to go past the squeeze. Good, and I like how you're remembering to sit and check for your posting diagonal. Good, we need just a little more energy here in the trot, Neo. Whoops. So again, there was a little bit of an over aid there, right? Instead of getting a little bit more trot, we got a lot more trot. So we need the legs to be a little gentler with how they're asking. She's being quite sensitive to the leg. Okay, let's see a circle here. See if you can ask her to look around her circle and not lean in. Thank you. So Neo, if you were to do that circle again, probably a better choice would have been to come out around the jump, right? That way you wouldn't have cut off that horse's walking path, right? If you've got space to go around, it's better to do that than to cut in front. And sometimes if we do need to cut in front, if that's the option that's there, then you just need to say to the other rider, in front, so that she knows that she's got to pull her horse up. Okay, let's see. Do we like this trot rhythm? Just need a little squeeze forward. That's good. Excellent. Okay, let's get ready to ask her to canter. Right? You're going to sit, prepare, and squeeze to canter. Good job, and I love how you sat nice and quiet. Can you feel, Neo, the stirrup slid back when she cantered? Let's reorganize your foot position and the canter quick as you can. Good job. I love the heel down. Now keep your legs gently closed around the saddle and around her, right? Imagine if you had no stirrups, how much balance and contact you would want to have down your legs. Good, Neo. She wanted to trot and you squeezed her forward. Good. Okay, whoops. Wait for the corner. Wait for the corner. Balance the trot. Ready, canter. Good, let's make a big circle. Nice circle, Neo. Squeeze her on, don't let her cut in. So the inside leg is gonna help keep her pushed out when she wants to cut in. Good, let's see your 2 point.
What would be a good spot?
Good job, Neo. Okay, stretch up and walk. Okay, give her a pat. So that was quite a good, efficient canter trot walk transition, right? We had a few steps of trot, but she geared down quite quickly. Good. Make sure she knows she's on a break. Give her even a little more rein. That's it, and give her a little scratch or a pat. That's it. So just for good practice, even though you're the only one on the rail right now, let's just have you come in for your walk break. You showed a beautiful leg position in the canter. So I'm happy to see your heels are staying down. We need to make sure when you ask for the canter that your legs are staying down and long right? When you squeeze her to canters, try to still keep your heels down. When your heels come up, then the stirrups tend to slide back towards your heels, right? They tend to get too far back when your leg gets short. Okay, so let's put your whip in the new inside hand. We usually carry the whip on the inside, and we're gonna get her out to the wall in trot. Okay, so what do we think about our trot so far? Is this a working trot? Yeah, I agree. I think you needed a little more energy. Now that you have more energy, keep rhythm. Keep track of the trot so that you're noticing if she's slowing down or speeding up. Okay, Neo, let's get ready to canter. Good, I love how you're sitting nice and still when you ask. Now she sped up a little bit before she cantered. Let's try that again and see if we can get no quicker trot steps before the canter. So you have rhythm, you're gonna sit, prepare, nope, don't canter, she ran through it, right? Slow the trot down, organize your trot. When you sit down, you might need a little half halt. She might speed up. Okay, that was better. Good, let's go back to trot. We'll do another one and see if we can get one at least that good right away again. So again, your job here is keeping rhythm, not letting her speed up. Preparation. A little bit speeding up there. Make sure you're clear with when you go from posting to sitting. I don't want to see you post faster before you sit. Ready? Let's trot. So regular working trot, happy medium, not slow, not fast. Now keep this trot until you canter. Good job, Neo, well done. And let's see your 2-point this way. So that last canter transition, you showed some more patience. You kept her waiting. Good, now can you feel her leaning in here? So which leg is gonna help push her out? Yes, right. Inside leg, pushing her out to the corners, pushing her ribs out into a C shape. Very good. And back to sitting, keep cantering. Very good. Okay, ready and trot. Good, and walk. Okay, Neil, let's give her a little break and we'll get going with some pole work and jumping work here. Good. So that's one of the really important things in terms of canter transitions. One of the priorities is to make sure that your horse does not change her trot before she canters, right? And generally horses and riders tend to make the mistake of speeding up before they go up into the canter. Ooh, stay on, boy. Nice, we need some kind of warning system with that door.
Stay with that door. That one's bad when you're right beside it, so when it fires.
Okay, Neo, we're gonna start on the right. You're gonna trot down over these 1,000,001 poles and trot out over these poles. And I want you to keep your rhythm the same the whole way. So you need to make sure you've got a good working trot before you're getting to the poles. And then you're trying not to let her speed up as she goes through all these poles. So we want that happy medium trot, right? Not slow, not fast. The poles are set for a regular trot rhythm that you're already gonna have. And then we're making sure she's not changing that as she goes. Good job, Neo, and that was nice and straight. So I like that you set a good trot. Even though she looked down at the poles, she still kept working, right? She kind of checked them out, but she still kept working. And then the trot stayed nice and regular down the line. Let's do that one more time as it is. So look early for your turn. Steady, steady, come on, use your brakes. So she needed some pretty strong half vaults in there, and I didn't really see them happen, Neo, right? She was fast and worried, and you could even use your voice, right? Whoa, easy, as you're half halting both reins. Because she heard again the door opening back in that corner, and so she wanted to run away from that noise. Let's this time make a circle down here around the red chair and the jump. Nice circle, letting her know that corner is nothing to worry about. Good, and look ahead for the poles. Steady, half halt both reins. Steady, keep posting. Slow down, boy. Slow down, slow down. So in between these two sets of poles is where your half halts are gonna work the best, right? It's pretty hard to change her trot while she's doing trot pulls. But as soon as you've finished those trot pulls, here you can use your brakes. Think almost walk if she's being very fast with you, right? You need to reset the trot into a more regular rhythm. Look now for your pulls. Good. Talk to her easy. There we go. Now you can be pretty quiet because she's already in a nice trot. Good, Neo. This time let's canter down the long side, and then we're going to do our trot pulls one more time and make sure that they're that good again before we put the jump there, because we've had a lot of inconsistency so far with these pulls. Ready and trot. Look at your pulls. Trot rhythm, clear posting, clear, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, steady. Okay, so we need to do it one more time because this time both of you looked down at that second pole, second set of poles. The canter is good. Keep your legs glued on. Back to trot. Back to trot. Look at your pulls. Rhythm. Rhythm. Good. Now keep looking up at the wall in front of you. Beautiful ride. Very good eye control. And rhythm. Good, and walk and praise her. So the only problem that time is that she decided to skip the first pull. Walk off the rail here. Okay, Neo, so now we're trotting our poles, keeping rhythm and trotting down over our cross rail. So when you get to your placing pole here, I want to see your hands slide forward into your 2-point position. Your eyes are looking up at the wall in front of you. And you're going to stay in 2-point until she fully lands and then start to stretch back up. Okay, so your 2-point begins over the pole, hands push forward. You're staying in 2-point and landing on the other side, and then you're starting to sit back up. All right, let's go ahead. Good, look up at the wall. Good. Okay, and I like that you worked on being straight to the end. Just walk a sec. So your position overall was quite good, but did you feel that your legs were a bit loose? So when she jumped, she kind of swooshed you away a little bit. So again, this is where all this practice of doing no stirrups comes in handy as well. You need to have that contact against the saddle and against her belly with your legs so that when she jumps, you don't go anywhere. Your legs are glued on. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that again. Start with a circle there. And when you go into your 2-point, think of your legs staying wrapped around her, right? Your seat's not in the saddle anymore, but your legs are around the saddle and belly. Steady. Good, now legs are on. Good, even better. Good job, Neo. Okay, we're gonna do this one more time in trot, and this time you're gonna halt afterwards on a straight line. So show me a halt now. Sit down and halt. Perfect, and trot forward. And now you're gonna do that halt after the jump. So you're landing, stretching up, and trot, walk, halt. Easy. Great job, Neo. Okay, give her a pat. She just tripped there in the last moment. Not a big deal. You were in a good position. You kept her nice and straight. Wonderful job. That was good for me to see that your body was nicely in control into the halt, right? I didn't see you wiggle around or kick your feet forward. You just sat down where you were and firmed everything up. That's what's most effective. Okay, Neo, so now we're gonna trot in, and then I want you to get the canter. After these trot poles, you're gonna canter, and you're gonna canter down to your jump. Okay? So trot poles in rhythm. As soon as you're done, squish her into the canter and keep rhythm to your jump. We want to be ready with the 2-point for the jump. So you're going to canter in 2-point. Oh, Venus, what a day you're having. Beautiful. so good to them, hey? She's quite green too. Okay, good job. Let's walk a sec. So I forgot to give you a plan for your landing, but you did well, okay? The hard part with this horse going this direction on the right is that she usually lands on the outside left lead, right? So when we're cantering, that makes the turn a bit harder. So what I want you to do when you land off the jump, Neo, is to go back to trot. Before you turn, you're going to go back to trot and then ask her to canter in the next corner. Okay, then you're going to canter up the long side, go back to trot up here, and then start your exercise again. Exactly. So you're trotting on the straight line before the wall, and then you're making your nice turn, and then you're cantering in the corner. Okay, so that gives you an opportunity to correct her lead. Okay, let's do that one more time as it is. Ho ho. So we had unfortunate timing there, Neo. Just walk a sec. Because of the noises, right, she was already going too fast over the poles. So then when you asked for the canter, she was like, yay, I get to go even faster. What I would do next time is if she's that fast here, just turn away, okay? Because we don't want to then add fuel to her fire by asking for the canter. The other option we could do is if she's fast over the poles, is to just trot down to your jump and to work on making your trot slower and then jump the jump. Okay, so which plan do you want to do this time if she's fast? Keep going and just trot, okay? Now if she trots the poles nice, then you can canter it, okay? Okay. Off we go. Easy, mama. That's sit tall as you shorten your reins. So this is a good start. Now half halt, easy, easy. Good job. Good job, Neo. Looking ahead and canter. Good job. Okay, well ridden. Let's give her a walk break. Good. Now into the trot transition. Or if you were halting as well, same kind of idea where you're doing a downward transition. I want you to try to do that with a tall body, but not leaning back. Okay, so I still want you to be in your normal position in your hips and just getting low in the saddle and firming everything up. So in our normal hip position, Neo, as a jumper rider, normal hip position would be a little bit bent. So your belly button is pointing down towards the front of the saddle or down towards the withers of your horse. So that's our normal position as a jumper rider because it makes it easier for us to get to the jump and be in good balance. So, Neo, do you know what I mean if I say a closed hip angle? Okay, so a closed hip angle is kind of what I was just talking about, where the rider's hips are a bit bent, so the belly button points down, okay? An open hip angle would be this way, when your belly button is straight or up, okay? So an open hip angle would be like a dressage rider, right? Riding with long stirrups, riding with a very straight body. In jumpers, because we have shorter stirrups and we need to be ready for the jump, we tend to ride with our hips a little bit closed, okay? And then when you see riders jumping big jumps, their hips are very closed over the jumps, right? Because they have to be matching their horse over the jump. So when you go down into your trot or down into your halt, I want you to keep your hips a little bit closed. Okay, so the angle of your hip and your leg, you're keeping your hips a little bit bent and not leaning back. Okay? Okay, we're gonna get ready to do this the other way. What I want you to do, Neo, we're gonna start a little bit differently. We're gonna start coming through the middle of the ring and trotting over that one by itself. Okay, so you're gonna do a big turn and jump that one by itself. Land, trot on the straight line. Pick up your canter in the corner. Canter down the long side, go back to trot. Then you're gonna trot in over this one and canter down to the next one. Okay? So we're doing this one once by itself so it's not a shock to her when she's cantering up to it. Right? She gets to nicely, slowly trot over it one time. So she'll be prepared when she's cantering up to it that she's not going to be nervous. Okay, ready? So you're starting on the left rein now, coming through the middle and jumping this jump here. Good job. So now we're going to canter in the corner, canter the long side. Now slow. Good job. Excellent. Good job, Neo. Okay, big pat for her. She did that really well. She didn't speed up. She stayed level-headed. Very good job. Okay, Neo, I want you to do the whole line again, just like you just did, okay? So we're not going to start with the one by itself now. You can just start with a trot circle down here, and then same as you just did, trotting in, keeping your canter, making sure your legs are glued on, and jumping out now over the little vertical. Yeah, and then the trot, and then the canter in the corner. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. It's coming down the quarter line. Good, steady. Good job, Neo. And a beautiful trot transition. Good girl. Excellent. Okay, Neo, and walk. Did you feel, Neo, how she got a little bit spooked about a stride before the jump? She kind of looked at it. And you did a really good job to just keep your legs on her belly and keep encouraging her that she was okay. It's probably just because I rolled the pole in so the ground looks different here. Or maybe it's because she wasn't expecting the jump to be different this time. Whatever it was, you handled that well. You kept your legs on. Okay, let's do our line again here. Same ride, same rhythm. Okay, that was a nice canter in the middle of the jumps. That's what we want again. Good job. And walk and praise her. Good job, Neo. Big pats for her. She was a really good girl up that line. And you did a great job of keeping your 2-point position and staying in balance between your jumps and over your jump. Okay, good. We're gonna end there for today. So when you watch your video, I want you to make sure you've gone over the terminology again, right? Closed hips versus open hips, right? And I've already forgotten the other fine things we talked about. And then you'll be able to see in your video as well when her trot was regular, when it was fast, and when it was slow. Okay, so our baseline is always to have a working rhythm. That's our starting point.